So we are live. Hello, Mohammed. Thank you for coming into this session.
Thank you.
I would like to know a little bit more about you before we start talking more about different types of agriculture and systems. If you don't mind, give us a small intro of who you are and what you do, what makes you passionate.
Thank you. Actually, first of all, I want to introduce myself, Muhammad Ameen Keryo, commonly known as Ameen Keryo, and my expertise are related to the wastewater and environmental conservation. So we are working with the different organizations for environmental conservation and wastewater management. Definitely, your concept is very new for us, and I even don't know such these things. So Rian Sabit said that there's a good opportunity to learn from Aliki. So today we will learn from you as well.
So as far as I know, you have been working with water systems for quite some time. How is the current situation? Because each country has a very different system when it comes to infrastructure. So how does it work in Pakistan? How is the system created here?
In Pakistan, there are 2-3 areas. One is you can say rocky area, and second is fertile areas. One is also you can say sand area, deserts. So we are sharing different atmospheres in different regions, and there's different of time period in all areas. Just like I know very well about Sindh, because Sindh is my native country, a native province, and apart from Pakistan. So Sindh has definitely 24 or 26 districts divided. So, but from them, 40% of the Sindh is not cultivated, and it's arid area, you can say, because of water shortage and other things. So we were discussing with last day with Rihan Saab about how we can utilize that area which is not cultivated. And on second hand, we are facing the issue of wastage of water, because where some areas water is too much high and people are using it excess, and that's unfair and unequal distribution of the water systems in overall the even you can say overall in irrigation system.
So the basic problem in the areas that are not cultivated is the lack of water, or is the soil, or is the quality of soil, or it's both, or something else?
Facing many issues. One is farmers are facing many issues. One is the shortage of water, and second is the unfair prices. High rates of the pesticides and chemicals, and you can see seeds. They are purchasing on high rates, but at the time of selling, cost is reducing so much down. So they are disheartened from agriculture because they are not earning as they are investing. This is much problem in overall Pakistan, especially in Sindh, because there's no control over the middlemen that are taking high yield, and the cultivator is very poor. He cannot afford losses because the climate is changing day by day. Water shortage. They are using tube wells and running on the diesel and petrol, so they are paying for the petrol and diesel. And on alternate, they are using machinery for cultivation and plowing the lands. That is also costly. So farmer is not happy because in Pakistan, 70 to 75% of the economy depend upon agriculture, and our agriculture is decreasing day by day, and we are used to take these things from other countries. Meanwhile, we have own and rich fertile land and water sources and good climate, because we have every kind of fruit in Sindh. Just like you can say, which fruit is available in the world is available in the Sindh, and we have different atmospheres.
So the basic problem is right? It's not the environment, right?
Sorry?
So the major problem I recognize with the seeds, not the environment itself.
No, it's a issue of water shortage and management of the water resources and other things. And main thing is the marketing.
Do you feel that there's like people that are interested in working in the field?
Please repeat again.
You feel that there is lack of people that are interested in working with the land. So do you feel that there are people that are interested to actually have farms and cultivate more and be able to go back to the land?
There are many people because people of the Sindh love with the land and they love agriculture, definitely, because that is known as the culture of the Sindh. And but instead of many losses, they are still cultivating, still doing that business because 70% of the community is depending on agriculture. So they are trying and the basis of hopes that okay next year we will earn more. Okay, next year we will earn more. So these issues are increasing day by day. So there's a need to first of all manage the policy in government level to subsidize agriculture and reduce the rates of the electricity and petrol and also availability of water for agriculture. And other thing is water management, because we are still using old traditional systems of irrigation. Meanwhile, there is a need to modernize all things that can conserve more water.
In which is the actual pipeline infrastructure that needs to be modernized, or are there the machinery, or is it the knowledge of the people? What is exactly that needs to be modernized?
People are feeling that nowadays it's using flood irrigation, that's like all channels and that's a use. But if they use drip irrigation or other things and utilize the water as per requirement, that will be more sufficient. But because if we sow the cotton, and cotton needs water around 8 or 7 days, but here due to unavailability of water it comes about 15 to 20 days. That's why yield is affecting. So that's once water is coming, then farmer think that he should utilize more water for this agriculture.
Sorry, I didn't catch your last sentence.
Once people are getting water, then they are trying to utilize more and more water in their crops because they think that crop need more water.
Okay, perfect. So thank you so much. It's very important for me to understand a little bit what are the difficulties here in Pakistan. And I would like you to give me some moments that I can show you a video that I came across very recently. It's a concept that I am familiar with, but only recently I started understanding it in more depth because we are going to be applying it in our projects in the Conscious Gems. And it's
the voice is not clear. Please repeat.
Can you hear me?
Not yet.
Can you hear me now?
No. Okay.
Okay, perfect. So it's important for me to understand the difficulties that Pakistan is facing in terms of agriculture, because very recently I started researching more about a concept that I knew about, but I didn't know so much. And this concept is permaculture. Oh, wait. Can you hear me? So I think there's a lot of... Can you hear me?
There was yeah, now I'm hearing you.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, there was a little bit of sound. So very recently I came across a much more in-depth knowledge of what permaculture means. It's a concept that practically can be applied everywhere, and it gives results in growing plants and vegetables in an extremely short period of time. And as it's using natural systems of growing the plants, it's very sustainable. It doesn't need so much water. It doesn't need so much fertilizers. So it's a much more natural way of creating ecosystems. So if you allow me, I would like to share a short video that is a very interesting introduction that they did in the desert of Jordan. So actually, in the actual desert, they went and they took a piece of land to test if their assumption that permaculture can work anywhere is actually valid. They took maybe the more difficult place on Earth because it's one of the most dry places from the ones we know. So they were thinking that if we can create a beautiful garden here, we can create it everywhere. So let me just share that with you. Give me 1 second. How do I share screen here? Give me 1 second. So let me know if you're looking at my screen right now. I think yes.
Yes. Yeah, I have seen this video. Yeah, I have seen this video.
Okay, perfect. It would be interesting for most people to see that. I will post the link in our because I'm muting your mic because you have a lot of noise behind you. I will unmute you when you are ready to talk, okay? Because there's just too much noise, I cannot hear you. So I'm putting in the chat this video, which is practically showing one thing. So check that. I know you have seen it, but it would be nice to see it again, just the small part. So they go from this very, very dry desert that you see behind Valley, 400 meters. They go to this beautiful green garden that you're seeing here. So all this was created in less than 3 months. And as you see, there's a lot of plants. It really doesn't seem like the same place. And you can still see behind how dry the rest of the area is. But still, this part of the area really looks like a small oasis. So when I came across the work of this group of people, I realized that the initiator, let's say it's called Geoff Lawton, and they have done a lot of projects around the world. And I was realizing that they're using really the minimum requirements, so it can possibly be applied in Pakistan also. Because I know that there are areas that are dry, there's not so much water, probably infrastructure is missing. But practically they don't really need infrastructure from the government. They can create their own system if they just understand how the principles of permaculture. So that's why I was thinking about presenting it to you, and I would love to hear your opinion. I know that you have seen the video, so I would love to hear your thoughts when you saw it, and how would you see it maybe being applied here.
Yeah, definitely, it's a good idea, and I have seen your documentary, and also I have taken research on other areas. And you can say in Pakistan, there are many areas that can replicate your practice or this practice which you have shown in your documentary. So probably just like the area of Karachi and Jadu districts and Jamshoro, these are the rocky areas and that can utilize these things. So this is a good area, but we need to introduce in Pakistan these things and train some people with how they can adopt this technology.
Totally.
Maybe
that's exactly where I was thinking that maybe you will be able to help me on that, because you know people who are already working in infrastructure, for example. What I was understanding is that the actual group who has created these projects, they have made a very interesting and comprehensive guideline, like a course that you can take online. It's for free. It's like for everybody. It's just like you go and subscribe and you take the course. And I was feeling that if somebody who really has a deep interest in creating this kind of system here from Pakistan, are able to take this course and then translate it in Urdu and then be able to spread it into the rural areas. It can really, really help a lot of people to be able to create it themselves, because I can totally understand that language can be a barrier to create change, right? So how do you feel that, do you really think that if somebody introduce to people who are who have farms or are thinking about having farms, or not even farms, they just have land behind their house, for example, that is unused, do you feel that if somebody is introducing to them the idea quite explicative in Urdu, they will be able to pick up and understand and apply the system?
Yes, this can be doable, and I think we should do it. First of all,
sorry, I have to plug my computer. So do you feel that you know somebody, or do you feel that yourself maybe has a personal interest in creating this, in taking this course, first of all, because it's my first personal knowledge. It's like, what got me very excited about this project is that instead of just following specific rules, it has a very, very interesting design thinking behind. And actually, they allow you to understand exactly how nature works and kind of recreate the same systems that nature is using to make ecosystems so variated. So it seems that you get the principles and then you're able to explore and design from your own. So it's a very, very creative process instead of just being instructed only the steps. So that's made me realize that it can be something very interesting and also applied in many different places, because every place have different needs. But if you know the principles, then you can adapt them and apply them to different spaces. Um, so do you, and what I was wondering is, like, if you feel that either yourself or if you know somebody, or if somebody from the people who are listening to us would be willing to take upon this task, understand deeply what permaculture means, and create and translate practically the videos in Urdu, so more people in Pakistan can benefit for that, because it seems that the situation we are facing right now, it might not go away very soon, unfortunately. And it's very, very important to be able to start becoming self-sufficient and actually use what we have around us. So like the land that is around us. Oh, sorry, you're muted.
yeah, definitely, you're right. We need a group of people that we have to train them, and then we have to select the areas to start some experience first. And likewise, we have also to choose the students from university for their research papers, just like agriculture universities are working in Sindh and overall the Pakistan. So we must select some students or some teachers from them, and then we should discuss with them these ideas and demonstrate the areas so that we can promote this technology in Pakistan. Because you said that there's a proper need to analyze the situation of the area, and so that's why there's the need of an experts also that can identify the needs from that area, and they can insert their inputs during these things.
Yes, absolutely.
So this is a good idea, and this is a good idea. Definitely, we will work it with you together, inshallah. And I'm seeing in the comments there are many people who are also interesting and they want to share something. Just like you can see them, but we should have to continue these recordings and calls, because this is the first phase and this is a new idea.
So I have contacted who is the one who has created the idea of permaculture and is doing actually the course that I was talking to you about. So I was talking to him and I introduced to him the idea of actually coming with me live and talking about the concept, because he has a much deeper knowledge, of course, about it than I personally have. He has been working on that for many years. So I would invite you. We are about to set a date and a time for the live call. And I would love if you have time to be able to introduce you to him. So you really get to contact the person who's behind this whole thinking. I think it's very important to understand how he got so inspired, because I know that he's very passionate about it, and he really gets in a lot of extent of what permaculture can do. He really feels that can even change whole countries' climates, which, as you can imagine, it's major, right? Mostly nowadays. So I would love if you have the time, when we set the call, I can text you, of course, so that you know which day and time is that. So maybe we can do a second call, so we can hear from him how this would be possible, how he believes would be possible. And in the meanwhile, maybe you can think about people who would be interested to either get to understand better the concept, or they can translate the videos, so they are good, like they know the terms in English and in Urdu, so they can start like working on that, for example. So we can start creating the material. And as soon as one of either you or your team is getting more specialized in this specific, I will call it technology, even though it's not like a material technology, it's really design behind it. So I really call it technology. And as soon as somebody of you is getting the expertise on that, with the help and often with the help of the course, hopefully we can find, as you said, the responsible people in the rural areas, so we can start spreading these ideas in Urdu. How does that sound to you? Oh, sorry.
Yes, it's good sound. It sounds too good, and definitely we are ready to work with you, and we are available. Well, just fix a time that we can continue more conservation with people, and it's a good idea, and we are with you. Thank you.
Can you hear me? Sorry.
Yes, please.
So would you have any ideas or questions that you would like to share, or anything that you feel related to that before we close?
No, I don't have any question. Maybe, however, we can take it on offline. No problem.
Okay. So thank you so much, first of all, for sharing your experience. It's really valuable to understand from somebody who has been working here and really knows how the systems are working in Pakistan, because in every country things are very different, actually. And me, myself, I have only been here for 2 weeks, so I can definitely not claim to be an expert on in Pakistan. And let's close as that this live is actually an open call to anybody who is interested in learning about permaculture. Permaculture is a system that can actually transform a rocky, unfertile ground into a beautiful garden in less than 3 months. So let's take it like that. So it's very easy for people to understand, because sometimes words can sound scary, words we don't know. So it's just a system, a different system of agriculture. And Ameen will be willing to learn about it and actually guide the whole process of people who want to get educated on it, as he has a deep understanding in how the system works here, and he will be able to be educated in this new idea. So everybody who is willing or who is interested, they can just PM me or PM Ameen, and we can put them into the pipeline so they can learn more about that. Thank you so much for being here. Oh.
Thank you. So nice of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Have a good night, and we'll keep in touch for the rest.
Thank you.